everybody, this is Dario Hunt from Living Life Fearless, and I'm back with my reaction to Hamilton Charles by Charles Hamilton. If you're hearing that name and thinking, is this the same guy who had a little buzz about half a decade ago? You would be right. At one point in time, he was one of the most talked about and hyped new rappers in the game, talked about in the same breath as the likes of Cole, Kendrick, and Wale. Unfortunately, he seemed to have a sort of mental breakdown and stepped away from music, seemingly retiring. But last year he seemed to pop up out of nowhere and announce his return, even getting a decent song on Empire. Now, he's never really been one of my favorite artists and not really my style, but I did recognize his talent and I do know he has a pretty serious following, so I had to check out, his long-awaited debut. The production is noticeably upbeat, has bright, bouncy beats, and it definitely stands in stark contrast to the dark, lo-fi type of sound that's going on nowadays. I know he also produces, and I'm not really sure if he produced this whole album, but I wouldn't be surprised. Majority of the songs share the same type of backbone with expansive pianos and blaring horns. The overall production is fairly well done, but I don't know what it is, but to me it just feels like something that I would have heard 5 years ago, which honestly isn't that surprising considering it is about the amount of time that he's been away from the game. Now, Charles is very unorthodox. He frequently switches up between rapping and singing, with singing being his far less polished side. If we're talking on a technical level, Charles is a very, very good rapper. He has clever punchlines and he delivers some very dope verses, but his delivery is horrible to me. He delivers everything in this flat, monotone dictation that really sounds like he's speaking more than he's rapping. It all falls flat on the ears, unfortunately making everything sound far less interesting than it actually is. Overall, it's a solid album that's unfortunately lacking a lot of the flair and style of his peers, and it just feels a bit too late. Have you heard Hamilton Charles? What'd you think about it? Were you a fan of his before? Do you think it lives the hype? Let me know in the comments below, and be sure to head over to Living Life Fearless and leave your rating for the album.